Now to the lady who says it's time to stop this gravy train now. Malou Innocent at the Cato Institute joining me from Washington. Easier said than done, I guess, huh, Malou?
Absolutely. I mean, we've been backing the Mubarak regime for the past 30 years, and I think actually it was Doug Casey who said it best when he critiqued foreign aid. He called it something essentially of poor people in rich countries giving their money to rich people in poor countries. And just the numbers and the figures that you've been offering over the past several minutes just perfectly encapsulate the problem of foreign aid. Whether you're talking about Egypt or Pakistan or Philippines or South Korea, Nicaragua, we have backed these dictators with tens of billions of dollars in foreign aid, and really under this assumption that they serve our interests, but over the long term, they end up suppressing the popular demands of their people. And as we've seen on the Arab street, a lot of these people end up turning their ire against the United States.
Well, we've seen that in the approval figures of just Americans. I think it's 18% like us there. Presumably 82% do not. These are similar numbers that we saw in Iran through the whole Shah, soap opera. But we continue doing this, and I'm wondering. I've had generals, President former on the show saying, we've got to keep doing it because if we don't, someone else will. I don't know if that argument holds.
It's stability through continuity, and I believe that it's a relic of the Cold War, where we would give essentially bundles of cash to whatever tin pot dictator that served our interests. But what we've seen now is that we've put U.S. policy at a very deep tension with the interests of foreign people. And when we look at our interests, our values, our principles that we stand for, our values actually stand with the people. And I think that over time we must understand that the values that we champion should be those that we promote abroad.
But I guess what we were originally promoting, and that's why some of these figures of Mubarak are so eye-popping, even to the ones who approved and endorsed the aid, is that so little of it got to the people for whom it was intended. So now we have kind of egg on our face, and yet we still have people in this country, we've got to support the military because the military is crucial. This guy's the head of the military. He hasn't been that great a friend when push comes to shove. In fact, he's been shoving a lot of money his way. So you wonder whether you're in the sort of a bad Sopranos pact here.
I'm happy you mentioned this. In fact, I think foreign aid should just be called corruption. That's all it is. Foreign aid is a means of corruption. It supports unaccountable leaders who again sort of oppress their people.
I'm sorry, Malou. The argument for it is that this is a vital, let's say the Middle East, if you leave aside some of these other places, of Ferdinand Marcos and all that. His wife just bought shoes with it. But, I mean, if you leave all of that out, this is a vital area. They might stick it to us. And my argument has been, well, we're still a big customer of their oil. I think they would be, even the most Islamist among them, careful about going too far, right?
Absolutely. I believe that the military and even the Muslim Brotherhood, I think they understand that the Egyptian economy right now depends, and they have a vested interest in keeping the Suez Canal open, not wanting to initiate hostilities with Israel, not wanting to rock the boat in the region. Certainly they have policies that may sort of undermine or sort of challenge what we believe or what we hold dear to our hearts, but we shouldn't be punishing 83 million Egyptians for what a slim minority may or may not do. Also, we have to look back at history. President Sadat was the first one in the region back in '71. He had a peace plan that he pushed forward toward Israel. It wasn't until '78, '79 when we really got on board. Even with Kissinger in the early '70s and the mid-'70s, it took us a while to really get on board with the peace process. So there are vested interests that Egypt has in peace. And it's not necessarily that we need to give foreign aid, tens of billions of dollars in foreign aid, to continue what essentially would be a policy that's already in Egypt's interests.
All right, Malou, thank you very, very much. Good having you.